Alright, so here we have Discovery Bay by Alex. It won Spotlight last year, November of last year, with a score of 91.88. I gave this park a 95 yes, which I actually believe might be the highest score I've given in the short time I've been a panel. Or at least for new parks with new releases. But so yeah, I guess we'll talk about area by area. This is sort of the steampunk. My God, I don't know the area names. Port of Discovery, I guess. It was actually the first area he built in the park too. So yeah, a bit more minimalist with the sci-fi steampunk sort of theming. I remember when I first saw him building this, I thought it was like the greatest all stuff I've seen in a really long time, just because the architecture feels so unique. Sort of the colors he was using. But yeah, you have the I think the major attractions here are the Aquatopia Rapids ride, and then there's a go-kart track, Emerald Highway that stretches around part of the area. And I guess you can say that this is sort of the main entrance to the park, because this side is a bit more resort, and we'll get over there. But it's kind of, I'm usually not a fan of this diagonal entrance sort of park that start in the corner. Usually it always feels a little bit, I don't know, weird to me. Like RCT should be, isometric and not really abuse diagonals, where everything in the park is diagonal. It kind of just looks weird to me. But it works enough here because he has the entrance sort of, in your isometric view here. Well, for a spotlight park of this size, the entrance is a little bit underwhelming, I guess, despite how cool the architecture looks. But that's, obviously something that at the time the entrance was very well done, but yes. You also have the Discovery rafts that go around the areas, but let's go counterclockwise here, I guess. And go to the next area, which is, oh my God, sorry about that. Old Acapulco, the Mexican theme. I think it's actually the last area he's finished as well. And it used a little bit more hacking and codecs with the open and closed windows here. It sort of is a little bit more detailed compared to especially the entrance area. This shows sort of the growth of him as a park maker while building his park. And I feel like that'd be more of a problem in RCT2, but in Outlaw you can kind of pull that off, especially someone like Alex. As good as his stuff is, he's able to sort of, not, I guess make the transitions not quite as harsh, so that it feels like the same park, even though that the details are very different and it's, a little different style. Because this part of the park actually uses the colored wood texture that he and Williampi used in Pantopica Peaks from the Annie Olympics. But here we have the first coaster, which is a hybrid wooden coaster. Yeah, theme to the old Acapulco. A great station. I really like this open air station. Really well done with the tower and the queue sort of wrapping around these buildings. This is just classic LL right here. Very well done. The layout is good. Probably one of his better layouts, actually. I do actually think the diagonal works here. Usually I'm not a fan of diagonalist, but I think this was done well enough because all the other stuff in the layout is isometric for the most part, and it really works well and uses the space quite efficiently. And then we had the Christ the Redeemer statue, I guess. That's kind of what he's going for there. But yeah, awesome theming here, awesome architecture. Foliage is very well done. I love this queue for the dark ride. What is it called? DJ Moore, yeah, Day of the Dead. Awesome stuff. I'm not really the biggest fan of the way he does cutaways, sort of like on the edge of the map here. I wish the rides would be given a little bit more context and wouldn't just be buried in a mound of dirt. But theming, regardless, is well done, so I can excuse that. For now, and I guess I want to mention the supports on the monorail, which I think are awesome. How he has the supports on both sides instead of just the one. That's probably one of the coolest things about this park. Something just so subtle like that, just the supports that go on both sides, and that adds so much depth, I think, and unique feeling to the transport ride here. It's something so subtle like that. It's just such a awesome little addition. But next area is Tortuga, which is the pirate area, obviously. We start this water coaster. Well done, the splash into the wreck ship. Not the greatest wreck ship, but it's done well enough for sort of like a mid-level ride like this. It's not exactly the highlight of the area, I don't think. Either the skull head theming. The one thing I don't really like is sort of how the track doesn't really line up here. Obviously the Togo track looks so much better than the water coaster track for something like this, but it's just a shame that the boat doesn't really line up. I think there would have been a way to do the hex so you actually make this station the Togo track. Like that would have been cool. He would have been able to do that and sort of make it the cars line up with the Togo track better. But yeah, moving along here, obviously we have the Golden Curse, which is probably my favorite coaster in the park. Even though it's just it's your standard Vekoma or Aero looper. But I think the supports are just done so well, and I love the arches on the corkscrews and sort of the placement of the loops and how the interaction is. One thing that's not that realistic, I guess awkward for the layout, excuse me, is this little hop through the tunnel over the path. That was a little bit weird, but I don't know. Not a big problem, I don't think. Maybe if you would have done straight into the corkscrews here and then done the hop over the path right here, that would have been a little bit better, but it's just a minor nitpick. Not really a problem. Yeah, I just love this coaster. Any Aero sort of style coaster I love in RCT. Gosh, everything's breaking down. Know how to fix rides, but yeah, and you got the awesome drop tower theming. What's it called? Crow's Nest. I just love how it's packed away in the corner here, but still doesn't feel like brushed off the side. Like it feels very forefront with all the theming. And down here we have sort of the port area. really well done. Architecture's alright. Some of the color choices I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, I almost wish you would have just gone with brown for this, I guess. I don't know. The red just felt a little bit out of place. Or weird. Or maybe if you would have done some multiple colors other than just red. There's almost too much red here. I mean, the sails and the little path awnings and path and stuff, but yeah, pirate ship. This pirate ship is all right, not the best, but you know, for a large part like this, well, it does its job. And we have this awesome castle in the corner here, the pirate castle, which I just love how it, you know, feels so effortlessly hidden away in the terrain, so natural feeling. I mean, this is just so cool. Oh, I guess I should comment on the station for the Golden Curse with all the pirate treasure here. That was a cool little addition. Yeah, a very well done area. Probably my second favorite area in the park. I don't know, it's hard to tell with like which ones are the best. I just, I don't know, they're all so good. Except for, I guess, really the entrance, but yes. And then we have the Mekong Delta, yes, area, which has the dive coaster, Nirvana, and yeah, awesome architecture, roofs, awesome interaction as well. And this is so well done. The one thing from a realism standpoint, it's kind of weird is how you have the brake run taller than the first inversion, the first element. That's a little bit weird. That's, I mean, that's such a sort of realistic nitpick. But yeah, I mean, I love the supports. Those are so nice how you included that, and sort of the diagonal left. I think it really works well here. Queue's well done, station's well done. I mean, and you kind of sort of come along here, and then, you know, obviously, probably one of the highlight attractions is the rapids ride through the Mekong River architecture. It's just, you know, the theming is so well done and just feels so naturally placed, I guess. So effortlessly planned and composed. Yeah, I mean, I love how it sort of travels down the river here. There's not really a lot of rapids, I guess. Probably my one complaint. Kind of is a boring rapids ride, but still very well done with all the theming itself. Is very cool. Then obviously we have the awesome double carousel, which I guess has become an LL staple.
They weren't really that popular for a while, but I guess I might have brought it back with less ones. But yeah, always cool to see. It really does solidify the classic LL sort of feel, because so many of the old spotlights from the Lux.
And builders like that had the double carousel attractions. I think it's a really cool little addition. And then I guess we'll move down here to the center area. Which I do not know what it's called. Luna Pele Island. Yeah, you have the awesome coasters here. I love the supports on this little spinning coaster, and it's a unique coaster type as well, which I'm glad he's able to include something like that. Yeah, I really love this, and it feels so well, placed again. But obviously, the highlight attraction of this area is the awesome Dueling Inverts, God of Water, and they're both the same ride. God of Water and God of Fire. I'm not even trying to pronounce the actual names. But yeah, a great Dueling Invert. Glad we can see one of those. We haven't had one of those in a long time. Probably one of the most difficult sort of layouts to pull off, but done awesomely here. Obviously, won't complain. 9 cars per train. Should have been 8 cars. Looks so much better with 8 cars, regardless. But Inverts just don't exist with 9-car trains. Yeah, I mean the theming here and sort of the interaction with the path and the queue is just so well done. The pacing is a little bit off, but I don't know. And for LL, I don't really have as big a problem with that kind of stuff, as long as the layouts look nice. Pacing is so hard to get right in LL, I feel. But because steel coasters, I feel like never lose speed in wooden coasters so quickly. But the awesome station centerpiece with the 1K ruins, and I don't really know how else you could have done this better. And also as well did the support trick on this too with the double-sided supports. It's an awesome little detail. But yeah, and you got custom flat on the other side. Yeah, I mean, just an awesome, the curved track texture here. I remember also being very, impressed by this when I first saw it. The awkward part, I guess, is how he integrates with the land buildings. Like it kind of feels a little awkward always. It works a little bit better when it's by itself, or a place like this where you don't have to really make it surrounding a land building. But yeah, and then obviously the giant splash boats ride, very well done as well. Sort of the centerpiece of the park, which is the giant volcano, which you see when you come in the entrance. Very well done on a macro sense. When you come into the park, you can see the giant inverts in the giant mountain, and across the bay. It's very cool. You kind of see, like, as you're coming around the park, you can kind of see everything on the other side. Like, that's such a cool little thing that you don't really notice that when you're looking at the park. But when you zoom out, you're thinking, if I was a peep, you could see all these other attractions and all the other areas pretty much from anywhere in the park, which is such a little cool addition. And the only area that's really hidden is the Mekong area. But I should mention the water park, the coral themed water park as well. Again, very cool use of track texture. Stuff we haven't really ever seen before in LL. Something like this, despite the game being around for 18, 17 years now. So he's still able to come with these unique styles and architecture and track textures, really testament to how creative he is, and I don't know, it's really just cool to see a park like this that doesn't use codecs, but also does not feel derivative of those old LL spotlights, like every park without codecs kind of feels. It's just so well done. It feels so complete and full, and like there's a lot of love put into the park, and every area sort of has that special, unique feeling, that thing that really puts it over the top. Probably the worst thing in the entire park is this hotel, which I think was one of the last things he did. It's not as good as the hotel he did in Lake Phonos or any of the hotels that he did in Luna Park. But well done, and regardless, some cool landscaping and dry texture. But yeah, I mean, overall, an awesome park. I don't really know what else you could have done to improve it. One thing I want to mention is how cool like the water is. Like it kind of flows from up here down into the bay, like out in the back. Like the water feels so natural. Sometimes you have these projects, this completely illogical water flow, but this is done really well. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I think deserving the score that I got. Right up there with the great spotlights, for sure. As an LL spotlight, probably. I mean, I don't know if it quite gets into my top 5 for LL spotlights, but it's right there. In fact, he was able to produce 2 spotlights in 1 year, and they're both so different from each other. Both. And this was able to improve on that one. It was really great to see. I don't know if I'll ever be able to see another LL park again, but he gave us 3 very good parks, 2 of them being great parks. So yeah, wonderful piece of RCT, and definitely deserving of the score.